Hi everyone! So in this video, we're going to go ahead and discuss proper lab attire. So this is what we should wear in the lab to help keep us safe, and there's two parts. One part is what we wear to class, and the second part is what we put on once we get to class. So the first part, the lab attire, is what we wear as we come to school, as we come to class. So a few things we want to think about is basically how can we minimize chemicals coming in contact with ourselves? And also, how can we minimize accidents or things getting knocked over? So if you have long hair, you want to make sure that it's tied back and out of your way. This way we don't have any chemicals get in your hair if you go ahead and lean over your lab bench or catch on fire for using something like a Bunsen burner. Also, we don't want flowy sleeves. So long sleeves, things that are tight to your wrist, are okay. But we don't want anything that is flowy with big billowy sleeves coming down because that can knock things over. Same thing with jewelry, scarves, and hats. We want to have things that are tightly fitted to our body so that we don't have to worry about them getting in the way. You also need closed-toed shoes. So ones that completely cover your foot with no openings. We want to protect our legs in case something gets knocked off the lab bench, that we don't have liquid splashing on our legs. So long pants or an ankle length skirt are acceptable. And then we also want to make sure that we are completely covering our belly, so no exposed midriffs. We want to make sure in this case that we're all covered up, because the better we're covered with our clothing, the less chance of risk we have with chemicals. So here I have two different examples, one of good lab attire and one of poor lab attire. So good lab attire, the hair is tied back, it's out of the way. For the shirt, long sleeves are okay. They're nice and tight to the arm so that they're not causing any potential accidents with knocking things over. Long pants covering the legs completely, and then tennis shoes. So that is a great option for a lab attire. For the poor lab attire, it might be a cute outfit, but it's not going to help keep them safe in lab. So the hair is down, it's going to catch and get in the way, could catch on fire, things like that. For the shirt, two issues. We have that tie in the front, that little bow. That could get in the way, knocking things over or get into some chemicals and reactions, things like that. Also, we have the exposed midriff, the belly showing. So it's a cute top, but for labs, it's not safe. And then the shorts don't protect the legs completely. And then finally, the sandals are leaving the feet exposed in case something falls off the lab table and gets knocked over. So those are things you can think about wearing when you come to lab in order to keep yourself safe. But we can take it one step further by also using some personal protective equipment, also known as PPE. So PPE is items that we can add to our clothing choices to provide extra protection against potential hazards. So one thing that we will almost always be using is a pair of goggles. So these are necessary whenever we are working with chemicals or with glassware, because the chemicals can get into our eyes and we don't want that to happen. And glass, if it breaks, and it does sometimes, can cause little fragments of glass to fly through the air. So we want to keep ourselves safe and wear our goggles correctly. Now the next two items are things that I have, and occasionally they're beneficial, but we don't need them all the time. So one thing is gloves. So these help protect our hands from any chemicals that would irritate or damage our skin. However, gloves are not a perfect solution because some chemicals can actually pass through the glove fabric onto your skin. And if you're wearing gloves, you don't necessarily notice when that chemical passes through the glove. So oftentimes the better choice just to have your plain bare hands. And if you see that something does get on your skin, you just wash your hands right away. The other thing is an apron. So these are great from preventing any chemicals from spilling onto our clothes. So if you have really nice clothes one day for lab and you don't want to ruin it, let me know and I'll get you an apron. But aprons can also sometimes pose a little bit of more of a hazard, as we can have things kind of get in the way. They're a little more awkward to wear. So those are some things. Goggles all the time, gloves and apron. If you want them, let me know and we can work something out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Make sure we think about lab choices that can help keep us safe. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.